Plastic model builders, welcome back. This is Tamiya's F-4B Phantom 2, the new kit that just came out. We are putting together the exhaust here. This is part 4 of this series. So this is a little exhaust port goes on the back of the plane. Get that, we'll make it look pretty. It's a model making madness. Remember, subscribe, comment, and like if you haven't done that yet. Why? We love subscribers. And also, don't forget to come join us every video premiere we do. We do a live chat that we can talk about what we're doing as we do it, and even give us some comments and likes. We love them. So back to it, we have this, putting the exhaust port together. Also, we've got a Facebook group page now. Show you the link that's in the description. It's Plastic Model Builder. Imagine that. Anyway, we are doing our preliminary painting right here. We've got some chromate green, which you know goes in a lot of aircraft all the time, especially in the World War II era. So you got this, we're painting, that's kind of hard to see inside of that. Well, it's also going to get a red edge. We'll put that in later on. We got our engines right here, fairly simple. Green as well with these, just put them in as you see. Paint it, make it look pretty, of course. That's what I do. So going along right here, nice little green color. We'll freshen that up a bit and make it a little more poppy. Put some more paint on there. Got our engine nozzle right there. Going over that. Some seats. Gotta love the seats. May as well do them. I'm using the Badger Patriot 105, by the way, in case you were wondering. More chairs. There are 2 of these, by the way. Get those done. And then I'm going around the edge right here. Why? That's where the exhaust port goes. I'm not going around all of that because glue goes down there. We don't want to paint on some glue. So putting a little bit of silver on here. It's for the instructions for the engine. Cut that out. We're going to show you how to assemble these engines. Got the afterburners right there. So this part right here, there are 2 pieces that are exactly alike. This part tells you to cut these off, which is what we do. There's 1 per side. And here's the inside of the engine. As I discovered how to paint these the proper way each time. Got this little piece right here, goes on, just glue that just like that. I love that nozzle. And then we put these 2 halves together, and you'll be able to see how one part has that pin to it and the other one does not. That was done intentionally. There we go, put in our afterburner just like that, and you'll be able to see all the way inside of those. I like it. This was a great model, and of course you also have, actually that's where the nozzle goes. Anyway, we are going to assemble this while that dries. This is the front cockpit and the wheel well. Then after we glue these together, we are going to put the other half on this. There it is. Glue these together. It's a great fit. As you can see, go right down the middle. I try not to go on all the sides, but this is designed to where it leaves no seams visible. All the seams are made into panel lines. They did a great job. Very few panel lines that actually aren't made into the seam for this, so good for them. So we got this piece right here. To make this the F-4B, you have to cut off this antenna because that's not on other versions. This is how they did this, so you could do other versions of the aircraft. Smart Tamiya. And you see there, you can barely even see where this goes. That's how good it is. I used the glue to fill it in. You get enough in there, the capillary action sucks it right in, and it kind of just molds right to it, and it gets rid of that seam altogether by doing nothing more than gluing it. And there it is. Make it dry. So now I've got some holes to drill in this. There's a bunch of them, different sizes. The instructions tell you which ones to do. This is just a few of them. We got that one in the wing, got this one on the other side of the wing. Of course, make them look pretty as well. All sorts of different ones. I kind of had to play a guessing game with which size was which. But now we've got these right here, little tabs. They have to go off. Tamiya did a good job of how they did their molds. That way you didn't have any sprue thingies that hold the attachments in spots that could risk damaging the plastic, so they put them in that spot. I am painting this right here. This is just like the wheel well compartment. This is how I did it. I didn't exactly mix my paint up, and you can kind of see that there, but I also wanted it to looked like it was older, and we weathered that. Eventually got this little piece, put that in. It's one of the greens, little deal if you even want to call it a bulkhead. I don't know, call it what you want, right? We also do some weathering, so I'll show you that. Take this rear wheel well piece, stick that in the plane, got those little tabs there, 4 of them. Then just put the glue where you think you need to put it. I went all the way around this thing, hold it in place, let it dry. You're going to get a really good bond and no seams. Imagine that. That's how good this model is. It is the newest thing to get. Well worth the money. Go out and buy it. The Tamiya F-4B Phantom 2. Again, this is part 4 in this video if you didn't know that. So here's that pre-weathering I was talking about. A little bit of panel lines. It gets sucked into there. A little bit here on the mechanics of the rear wheel well. Each side. I'm just doing a light washing here. I never get too aggressive with the washing. I didn't even used to like doing weathering, but I do see pictures where planes are dirty from flying, but they don't really stay dirty. They do wash them typically, just so you know. So this is going to be the inside of that wheel well, and just bring out the highlights. We are going to assemble the top and bottom wing halves. You got this little guy here fits in. It is a near perfect fit as well. You can see when we flip this over to the other side how nicely it looks. See that? Where is it? I don't know, but it's there. Oh, there's the seam. Hey, how about that? So glue on these wing halves. There's 2, of course, 1 per side. That one goes down just like that. Go along the edges here, show you how I got the glue. You don't have to watch it if you don't want to, but you also don't want to miss anything because there are some things that you might not catch. That looks good like that, and that's just a flap. These little things, got to cut those off. And a little tab right there from how they molded them. Did these differently. Put that down there, and I put some glue on. The other side, I just put it in place, and then put the glue down right next to it. Kind of sucked in a little bit into the rivets and the panel lines, but that's okay. So attach the wings to the fuselage. Just goes down right there. You see where I put the glue. Go all along this seam. You don't even see it by the time it's done. And just like that, this is starting to look like a Phantom. Got the other wing right there. Look at this model. It is wonderful in all its glory. Get the back there. Now this goes over the front wheel well. This little guy right here and the circle, gotta hide those for the instructions because those are not on the F-4B. I'm using my glue, a couple of coats of that to just kind of hide it. By the time it was painted, you couldn't tell they were there. So this is that being attached. You can see where the the Sparrow missiles are going to go. And that attaches right there. Just go along the edge, right here. And then we also will have a top piece that we put down kind of where my fingers are. And there it is. Goes right here. Hides the joining seam right there. Again, well thought out model. Now where did that join at? Can't even see it. Alright, intakes. We are going to assemble them. Remember, we pre-painted these. And you could see where I went wrong and what I could have assembled better and what I could have pre-painted better or not pre-painted for that matter. So these have little locking spots right here. Not tabs and boxes, but just tabs and tab holders, I guess. So I went all around these just like this. And even put a little in the inside, let it drip down. Yeah, you can see how the paint kind of eroded there, and I touched that up. So there we go. Look at that. Looks great. That's the intake. Here are the splitters. 2 of those. Make these look pretty. So we've got this right here, the intake. Minimal sanding, and there are 2 things that need to be sanded off. I forgot to do that. It's step 21. I had to do it later. So just listen to my voice and not as I do. So put the splitter halves together. Look at that. Looks great. Just a little glue there. and some more right here. Just go along these edges. We got these right here where you see I did not paint them white, but maybe I could have assembled this area first, then painted all that stuff white after the fact. That way it was all sanded properly. Now I didn't sand it anyway to begin with, but this is how I did it. So here it is. We are going to attach the duct right here. This goes in there just like that. Thanks for watching. As usual, until next time, see ya.